Hey folks, good morning. James Azar here with the CyberHub Podcast for your daily Practitioner Brief. I hope you're having a great week. Before we get started today, folks, make sure you subscribe right now to our podcast. If this is your first time tuning in or watching us here on YouTube, just hit the bell or subscribe on your favorite podcast listening platform, wherever you're listening from. I share on this podcast 3 or 4 of the stories that I'm really following in cybersecurity as a CISO and as a practitioner. And so let's get right into what I've got coming today. You can also get our practitioner brief in your inbox daily by going to cyberhubpodcast.com and signing up for our practitioner brief Monday through Thursday. You get it with all the links and everything else like that. And now, without further ado, let's get started into what we have going on today. So a new ransomware actor, OldGremlin, is using custom malware to hit top organizations. So this new ransomware group has been targeting large corporate networks using self-made backdoors and file encrypting malware for the initial and final stages of an attack. Researchers are tracking the gang using the codename OldGremlin. Their campaign appeared to have started in late March of this year and has not yet expanded globally. The attacks attributed to this group has been identified only in Russia, but there's a strong suspicion that OldGremlin is currently operating in a smaller scale to fine-tune their tools and techniques before really going global. OldGremlin is using custom backdoors called TinyPosh and TinyNode, and ransomware TinyCrypt, aka Decrypt, along with third-party softwares for reconnaissance and lateral movements, including Cobalt Strike, Command Line Screenshot, Nearsoft's Mail Pass View for email and password recovery. The gang isn't picky about its victims as long as they are prominent businesses in the country of Russia, medical labs, banks, manufacturers, and software developers, indicating that it's composed of Russian-speaking members. The threat actor started its attack with spear phishing emails that deliver custom tools for initial access to use valid names for the sender address, impersonating well-known individuals. A lot more on the stories available on our website, and you can read a lot from it. They have a very specific TTP that they operate under, and a very, very interesting new ransomware. We knew these gangs, and we know these gangs are going to continue to pop up. Ransomware is not anything new for anyone who's practicing cybersecurity. The fact is that they're always going to be coming with new and innovative ways, and we have to see this stuff and start to prepare. How do we initiate more tools or upgrade our existing tools, or just change some of our configurations in order to sniff them out? Another story that I found very interesting today, that's really kind of opened my eyes, is the Google Cloud buckets exposed in rampant misconfigurations. So 6% of all Google Cloud buckets are misconfigured and left open to the public internet for anyone to access their contents. In a survey of 2,064 Google Cloud buckets, 131 of them were found to be vulnerable to unauthorized access by users who could list, download, or upload files. Among the exposed data that the firms have uncovered were 6,000 scanned documents that include passports, birth certificates, and personal profiles from children in the country of India. Another database belonging to a Russian web developer include email server credentials and developers' chat logs. While the analysis that initially only covered Google Cloud buckets, the misconfiguration issue extends obviously to other platforms, including Amazon S3, which is the most popular means for apps, websites, and online services to store data in the cloud, and are also often found to be exposed. We've seen a bunch of these happen so far this year. September was over 100 in September alone. So this month, according to the story here, an estimated 100,000 customers of Razor were exposed due to a misconfigured Elasticsearch server. Mailfire owned Elastic server impacting 70 dating sites and e-commerce sites was found leaking PII and details such as romantic preferences. The Wales arm of NHS announced that PII of Welsh residents who tested positive for COVID-19 was exposed and has been uploaded to a public server. So good housekeeping. Talk to your DevOps folks. Make sure that if we have any of these buckets out there that we're securing them or just eliminating them altogether. In other news that I'm really excited to share, Microsoft is overhauling its Patch Tuesday security update guide. So Microsoft, in a blog post yesterday, talks about improving the way they and the experience with a more modern interface, better filtering and customization options for data views, and improved supports for multiple language. Other improvements in the Microsoft Patch Tuesday alert will be a column selector with export support to generate and download custom reports, multiple tables with scenario-focused data views, including vulnerable table, listing all CVE details, download table, listing package-related information for security updates, and all table presenting the most data and customization options. So well done, Microsoft. Really happy that you guys are taking the feedback and doing stuff with it. Really excited to see how Microsoft has really been adapting to the users. So that's been magnificent. Other stories I'm reviewing where Russian hackers use fake NATO training docs to breach government networks, including the Azerbaijan government. This according to our friends over at Bleeping Computer. Facebook says fake accounts from China have been aimed at U.S. politics. That's according to the AFP. And Firefox 81 release kills high severity code execution bugs that we've been talking about, thanks to our friend over at ThreatPost. That's it for us here today, folks, with the Practitioner Brief. Make sure you subscribe, give us 5 stars. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow to wrap up the week. Until then, folks, stay cyber safe.